Live from 6 News, the station on your side. This is The 7.
Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories happening right now. And topping the list, a heartbreaking turn after 2 teens went missing. Tonight, one of them has been found dead. Search crews still looking for the second teen, but this continues to, be called a recovery mission. Since Wednesday, several agencies have been focusing their efforts in the area surrounding a bridge in Loudon County that carries I-75 over the Tennessee River. That's where a car stolen out of Chattanooga was found abandoned after a police chase across several counties. Not far away, investigators found another teen alive. Now today we learned the surviving teen was taken to a hospital suffering from a lacerated and punctured lung. Sheriff Jimmy Davis telling us that a statement from the boy leads his deputies to believe the 3 teens jumped into the river, possibly by accident, as they tried to jump over a barricade. Now, because the bridge is actually 2 separate roadways, they may have fallen more than 80 feet to the water below. Sheriff Davis says the victims' families have been on scene with the search crews and lots of community members have reached out, which in a way is adding to the challenge of the process.
We've had a series of phone calls, whether it be from extended family or friends of the individuals that have called. They've called our mayor's office over 150 times today, wanting to come and help the search. And we've also received several calls at the sheriff's office. We ask that you don't call. We're doing everything, every resource that we possibly could have. Divers, sonar, submersibles, drones, and helicopters, and manpower. We have done everything. There's not a piece of equipment that's available in this type of a search that's not been on this dock or in that water searching for these young men.
All that's been found so far is a backpack believed to have been connected with the teens, found some distance downstream. Also, the sheriff's office has contacted property owners nearby, asking them to check their docks and boathouses. Sheriff Davis says the search will continue through nightfall, then pick up again tomorrow morning from sunrise to sunset. Big plans for a science museum now scrapped. The city of Knoxville tells us that businessman and philanthropist Jim Clayton has withdrawn his offer now to build the museum just east of the Civic Coliseum. You may remember the project's rollout under former Knoxville Mayor Madeline Rogero. The museum would have been built on the former side of the Knoxville Police Safety Center, demolished after KPD moved to its new facility at the old St. Mary's Hospital. That, of course, near Fulton High School. We'll visit Knoxville President Kim Bumpus telling 6 News today her organization was excited for the development and is interested now to see what's built in its place.
A lot's changed in Knoxville, Tennessee since that announcement. So we do have other expanded family-friendly attractions with what the Muse is doing and some activations with the zoo and some other partners. So I think, it's disappointing, but we are very positive and we're looking forward to the future and what's that next big thing.
Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon said in a statement today she's disappointed about Clayton's decision, but also, quote, excited about the opportunity to work with Councilwoman McKenzie and the community to reimagine development on this prime piece of property in the city. Now, the city has been informed by a Clayton spokesperson that the land will be returned to the city once demolition and site grading work underway is complete. Our next big story tonight at 7 for you. A pastor with ties to Maryville abducted at gunpoint in South Africa while giving a sermon. The Associated Press says 4 men broke into the Fellowship Baptist Church last night, taking 45-year-old Josh Sullivan away in his own truck. No word on a motive tonight. Police have now launched an investigation into the abduction. A church blog says Sullivan, his wife Megan, and 2 children arrived in South Africa in November of 2018 to run a branch of the church. And people taking to social media to express their support for the kidnapped pastor. We will bring you updates on the search for Sullivan right here on 6 News. Big legal trouble for yet another East Tennessee student accused of making a threat against a school tonight. That student is facing a criminal charge after a Jefferson County investigation into a bomb threat was discovered on social media. Sheriff's Office reports that administrators with Jefferson County schools contacted the Patriot Academy SRO because of a bomb threat that had been made on social media. Now, the SRO and investigators this morning, deputies went to the home, arrested the juvenile, who is a student at Patriot Academy. Now, the juvenile is being held at the Richard L. Bean Juvenile Detention Center and is facing a charge of making threats of mass violence on school property. Well, appeals court judges hand down a fresh decision in a big lawsuit that we're following for you. It's fallout from the 2022 police shooting inside Austin East High School, which left a student dead. Judges with the Federal Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals are saying no to a request to reconsider their decision, which allows a part of the lawsuit to move forward. Anthony Thompson Jr. was killed when police tracked him to a school bathroom, finding him in a stall with a handgun. Police scuffled with Thompson. One officer was shot and survived. Thompson's gunshot wound, though, proved to be fatal. Thompson's family sued the city and the officers. The appeals court tossed out most of their arguments, but not a claim regarding whether the officers should have done more to offer first aid to the wounded teen. City attorneys argue that the court should reconsider, but in a decision released yesterday, the court says again that the issue over rendering aid should be decided at trial. A regional airline could bring a big job boost to the area. PSA Airlines announcing today it plans to open a maintenance base at McGee-Tyson Airport. The company is owned by American Airlines and operates some of the company's smaller planes. Now, this will be PSA's 10th maintenance base and serve as a place to give airliners a more thorough check 2 or 3 times per year. PSA plans to put 100 people to work at McGee-Tyson in jobs from aircraft maintenance to supply chain and management roles. The company is already putting out the now hiring sign, planning to hold a job fair next week, April 15th and 16th at the Airport Hilton Hotel from 9 a.m. until 5 in the afternoon. While preparing for a massive grand opening is next on our Big 7 list tonight. Tuesday, the curtain goes up for Covenant Health Park, the new home, of course, of the Knoxville Smokies, and the debut of the $114 million multi-use stadium in the Old City. You know, just like any massive production, the stadium today held sort of a dress rehearsal, running tests to make sure everything is ready inside and out. Now, we talked with season ticket holders taking part in a meet and greet, finding out what they're looking forward to as the team now makes the move.
Looking forward to this. We live actually the other side of Oak Ridge, so kind of really looking forward to this much shorter drive. Took our time getting here today and just kind of checking things out, looking around, seeing what all is around that we can get into.
You know, Cat Bus is also taking part in the dress rehearsal, making sure new shuttle routes between downtown and the stadium will be running smoothly on opening day. And don't worry, if you don't have tickets, we've got you covered. We're going to be broadcasting the Knoxville Smokies' first game at Covenant Health Park right here on WATE 6. Pre-game coverage Tuesday begins at 7 o'clock. That will lead up to the first pitch at 7:30. And again, you'll be able to watch it all right here on WATE. Well, our big story list wraps up with a big question. Where is Nico? It's on the minds of the Orange and White Nation tonight after multiple reports that the Tennessee quarterback was not at practice the day before the annual spring game. ESPN's Chris Lowe is reporting that Nico has been trying to increase his deal into the $4 million range. The same report says that Tennessee officials will not blink. Now, the quarterback's current deal is reportedly within about $2.5 million. Now, Vol Nation is wondering if he will be at tomorrow's Orange and White game. The game is scheduled to kick off at 2 o'clock. Gates open at 1. The Vol Walk will step off at 11:50.